Welcome back, guys. Good evening. Welcome to Abeto's Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Abeto. Today we're going to teach you how to make arroz and carne con papa. That's rice and beef and potato stew. The ingredients that you're going to need for your beef and potato stew are going to be 1 medium green pepper, 2 small onions, or 1 medium onion, or half of a large onion, a head of garlic, some olive oil, cumin, garlic salt. We have sazón completo, that's complete seasoning. You need 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce. You need your mojo, your cooking wine. You need these little 2 packets right here, your sazón goya, and your cubito en polvo. You need 3 pounds of B-size potatoes, and you're gonna need 3 pounds of your beef for stew. This is the main ingredient. All right, y'all, I'm gonna start cutting the vegetables. We're gonna start in the top here. Just work our way around the top of the green pepper. Just chop it once. And take out the excess seeds. You can throw some of the seeds in with the carne con papa if you want. Next, I'm gonna chop the onions. Basically, take it to one end and just chop down. And as you get to the bottom, just lift, make a little split there, and then you just take off the skin. Alright, guys. Next, I'm gonna take care of the head of garlic. If there's any excess leaves on it, you just take them off and then just break it apart until you have individual pieces. Just put your knife over it. Give it a nice little whack. Basically burst it, and the skin just peels right off. And then you just cut off this little thing. Alright, now that you got your vegetables all cut and peeled, it's time to put them in the process and chop them up. Put the garlic in first. Some green peppers. Get the juices flowing in here. So the chopping is done. You see how it's nice and fine. We're gonna start putting some stuff into the pressure cooker. We're gonna start off with cooking wine. You can put basically about a 1/3 cup in here and throw some mojo in. Again, another probably 1/4 cup more or less. But let me tell you something. When it comes to Cuban cooking or Hispanic cooking, everything's done by eye. There's no exact science. We're gonna put some olive oil in here. Not too much. And we're out of veggies. That looks nice. Now you have to remember with carne con papa that you have to put a little bit more cooking wine in, a little bit more vino seco, because you are dealing with beef, and beef is going to absorb a lot of the liquid that you put in there. So you're going to put a little bit more vino seco and a little bit more mojo. So try for about half a cup of vino seco and probably about 3/4 of a cup of mojo. Make sure you shake the mojo because all that good stuff is on the bottom. There we go. Now it's time for us to put some seasoning into the pot. We're gonna start with the sazón completo. Let's put some in. We're gonna put a little bit in now, and then some after we put the meat. We're gonna put the cumin in next. Just a little bit. Some of the garlic salt. We're gonna mix that in there. Hey guys, I'm gonna start washing the potatoes. We're gonna leave them with the skin, but we are gonna pit some of them because, as you can see, some of them, since they came in a bag, they're kind of damaged and whatnot. So we're gonna pit that out, and we're just gonna cut them in half and toss them in there. Just basically give them a nice little rinse. While my wife prepares the potatoes, I'm gonna drop the meat in, so we'll start cooking and getting all that nice little marinade that I just created. Try to separate them as you drop them in. And we have our meats in. We'll get the potatoes in next. Start putting in the tomato sauce. Just swirl it in. I already mixed in the meat a little bit in there, so get nice and hot. Start putting in also the sazón goya and the cubitos en polvo. This basically gives it a little bit extra spicy or seasoning beef flavor, and this gives it a little bit more color. You're gonna see that this one has a nice bright orange or bright yellow coloring. Yeah, see that? It also gives a little kick too. Yes, it does. Smells like money. Just stir that into the pot nice and... Alright, so my lovely wife just cut all the potatoes for me. Thank you, baby. Drop them in there. Alright, we're going to put the rest of the seasoning in. Garlic salt, a little bit more. Cumin. And the complete seasoning. Sazón completo. A little bit more in there like that. We're going to mix it up. Now, as a rule of thumb, you're going to want at least or just about 1 finger worth of water over the meat and potatoes. So just as long as the water is covering almost everything, that is fine. You don't have to necessarily put, you know, a finger over. So once you put the lid on, you put your little topper here, and when it starts spinning and the pressure, you see it coming out the sides of it, you wait 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, you turn off the heat and you leave it on the side until the pressure comes a little bit down. You grab it, take it to the sink, and you put some water on it, okay? So it can cool down. Rule of thumb, whenever this little popper here goes down, that's when it's safe to open, all right? Don't guide yourself by this. Once it stops, it doesn't mean that it's okay to open. This little popper has to be down, all right? If not, you might have some problem. All right, rice. I did rice last week, so anyone who watched my show last week will know how to make rice. 1.5. All right, we're washing the rice now. As you can see, it's really cloudy. You basically just want to put your hands in there and just, you know, mix it around. Dump out the water. Alright, I'm going to put 3 cups of water in. Now remember, if you're doing this in a slow cooker, it's 1-to-1 ratio. Here it's 1-to-2, so 3 cups. I'm going to add some sazon completo. We're going to put some olive oil in there. Not too much, just enough to more or less cover the top. Garlic salt. Some regular salt. We're going to mix it. We're going to put a little bit of mojo in, right there. Stir that puppy up. Close it up. Pop it in the microwave. 22 minutes. Always try to make it coincide with whatever else you're making, so it should be more or less. Alright guys, as you can see, the pressure's starting to build up. The little button there raised up, so you know that there's enough pressure in there to start cooking. The little topper is spinning, so from this point on, you have to wait 20 minutes. And after the 20 minutes, then you take it off the burner, alright? Alright guys, one thing I'd like to say is that about 5 minutes roughly before the stop time, you should just turn off the heat, and the heat from the actual stove, you know, will keep on cooking whatever's inside, the pressure that it has. So you guys don't have to actually turn it off when the 20 minutes are complete. So I'm going to turn it off and just let it ride for the rest of the 5 minutes, and then we'll take it off the stove. Alright, 20 minutes are up. We're going to put this bad boy here and run some cold water on it. Alright, the popper finally went down. And open it up. And there it is. That looks really good. If it comes out too watery, I'm going to let this sucker cook a little bit longer so that the liquid will boil. If it comes out too watery, just put it a couple more minutes at a nice high temperature so that some of that liquid will evaporate. Last ingredient I'm going to put in there while it's cooking, ají cachuchas, little Spanish peppers I told you in the beginning of the episode. Basically just cut them in quarters. Leave the seeds in this time. Don't take them out like with the regular green peppers. The seeds will add a nice little kick to it. I'm going to just chop up about 3 or 4 of them. And I'm going to toss them into the pot. Alright, I'm going to drop in the ají cachucha now. Toss them in there like that while the water's boiling. Look at that. Just stir it in a little bit there. Alright, the rice is done. Pop it open. There we go. That rice. Nice and fluffy. Alright, so now we burned out some of the liquids on there. It's a little bit thicker. And the cachuchas actually got to cook in a little bit with the carne con papa. Don't worry if it's still a little bit too liquidy. Good thing about Cuban cuisine is that as days go by, it gets a little bit thicker and it gets even better. So tomorrow this is going to be the bomb. Now it's time to serve some food and try it. Let's put some rice on here. Alright, a little bit of meat, carne con papa. Another good thing about having excess liquid is you can always get a little bit of the broth and toss it on top of the rice. Makes it all that better. Alright guys, have the taste test here. Wow. Wow, it just doesn't get any better than this. It's got everything. You taste the cooking wine in there. You taste the mojo. All the spices. It's just, it comes together so nicely. I feel like I'm at home. I'm like 10 again, and my mom just served me a big old plate of carne con papa with some rice. It's perfect. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoy this dish as I did, and I will. Hey, we'll see you next week with another great recipe. I'm Chef Alberto. This is Alberto's Kitchen. And you're also gonna need a can of Sprite. No, wait, no, you're not gonna need a can of Sprite. Yeah, you go, can opener. You open that can. You show the can who's boss. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, bitches. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Your host, Chef Alberto.
Stop rocking! Again. Hey, welcome to Alberto's Kitchen. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Alright, come on.
You got your garlic salt recommended by... She went behind you, she's like... I feel like the Goombas in Mario Brothers.
I'm still gonna use this footage. Alright, come on.
We're gonna need a bottle of beer. Actually, no, that's for next week's arroz con pollo. Babe? You put the wrong stuff on here again. I'll just put this over here.
Epic.
Baby, how you doing? Baby! Why are you getting the head of garlic?